This time we are going to go a bit off topic because wherever the place I go for career counseling, many people come up to me and ask like particularly who are those engineering passed out graduates. Sir, I'm just confused like how to proceed and what to do after engineering. I'm not sure what to do. And all those kind of questions are very common and very frequent. I'm just amazed because many people are still perplexed, still confused about what to do after engineering, after completing 4 years of hard held task, right? Engineering is not an easy thing to complete. We have read many messages like these much seminars, these much assignments, this much practical thing, record observations and all those stuff. And even after struggling and toiling ourselves up to that level, we are not able to come up with a good scope, a good job, whatever was the intention for us, right? So we'll see what are the options available in this particular video, because like I've said you before, people waste a lot of time on gamings and social networking platforms. On an average, a guy spends about 4 to 5 hours per day in social networking platforms and gaming. If you're a PUBG player, this is going to be more than that, right? Okay, so just spend half an hour, 30 minutes possibly, or just 5 minutes more or less than that. In going through this full video, you will get what are the options available. We have just tried to complete almost all the options available after engineering. So you could get a good overview or a good knowledge about what can be done, what will suit you and all those stuff. Fine. So this is compiled obviously by me, and if you have any doubts you could even ask us in the description or email ID which we have provided you. Fine. Main two classifications after engineering is going to be you are going to go either for jobs or higher studies. Many people think like, oh no, I can't study after this 4 years itself is enough for me. I can't study after this particular 4 years. Mind you, if you go for jobs, you'll have to study more than what you go for higher studies, which is MTech. If you plan to go for jobs, you'll have to study far more than the MTech. Keep that in mind. I'll let you know how is it. So you can't just sit and say that I'm going to go for a job, I'll not study anything. No, nothing of that sort. This particular century, 21st century, revolutionary artificial intelligence century, wants you to be updated, wants you to learn constantly. Okay, you should be constantly getting updated with all those stuff happening around you. So two things are in mind: either you should go for jobs, earn some money, or go for higher studies, have a temporary stop for earning, and then you could go for some higher jobs or higher prospective jobs and all those stuff. Fine. First is inside jobs. I'd like to comment on this government jobs, technical government jobs. Whatever you have studied, by either you might be from mechanical, you might be from EEE, EC, CS, or all the like instrumentation. We have lots of in departments, right? So whatever the department you are in doesn't matter. You'll have to go for a technical job, which is what most people they wanted for, like, because they wanted a core job which utilizes their 4 years of engineering. If you are planning for going ahead with this kind of job in government, obviously you have lots of exams for particularly for engineers, which you might not have heard of. Particularly I'll start with my own GATE exam because Turbulent Academy teaches you GATE. So I'll just start with it. So this is GATE exam in which more than 42 PSUs recruit. Okay, this 2019. We have more than 42 like BPCL, IOCL, HPCL, and SAIL, GRID. GAIL actually is there. Power grid for EEE people is there. We have lots of NTPCL and all, many, like more than 42 PSUs. You could just go to Google and type for PSUs recruiting through GATE exam. You could get lots of those numbers. What are the salaries which you could expect? Salary starts from 40k per month, which is the minimum. I just saw through and I just went through all those 42 PSUs roughly. I saw that minimum was 40,000 per month, and up to 1.5 lakhs per month is also possible for many times. We have this power grid which is offering you 20 lakhs per annum, and this is really amazing salary you could get at the start after BE. Okay, 20 lakhs is more than like 1.8 lakhs per month. That's more than anything. Going to government job, earning 1.8 lakhs per month, you are going to save a lot and you are going to be the richest people in your surrounding. Then we'll have to know the toughness involved in it, right? So average of about 1.5 lakh people appear for a particular department. If you are coming from mechanical, you will have approximate average it is. So 1.5 lakh on mechanical, 1.5 lakh on computer science, electricals and all those stuff. We have electrical technology paper and all those stuff. 1.5 lakh appear. Among those, All India rank 1000 up to 1000 has chances for getting these government jobs. 42 PSUs. So if you are from, like for example, if you are from 4 major departments, CS, mechanical, EEE, electronics and all those stuff, more than 6 lakh people appear. So into 4 and we'll have about 4000 possible chances, right? So obviously, so one thing is that. Next thing is main important thing which many people might not be aware of, but it's just equivalent to IAS, man. This is like Indian Administrative Service characters are there, and this is the technical side of this higher level, like chief engineers for railways, chief engineers for water supply board, and all those stuff. People have this engineering services examination, which is way more important, prestigious job. Salary is about 60k per month, and most toughest exam we could say in terms of the number of people applying and number of people getting jobs. So average of about 14,000 people appear, out of which only 150 to 200 get jobs particularly. So they will be segregated into various departments, and you'll be having lots of ideas on it. So this is very high level of what to say, an engineer. For example, for people who are most famous people under this engineering services examination, we call them IAS officer before. So Metro E Sridharan, we have a metro rail running all over India, particularly in major cities like Delhi, Bangalore, Chennai and all those stuff. So this was particularly started by a man named E Sridharan. He was like something excellent. He just did something which many people in India don't do. Some of his projects he just completed before the due date and all, and he just framed this concept of metro, and it was runaway hit in Delhi. Metro, the concept of metro was huge hit, and this guy is an IAS officer, and he is used for he is now being used for getting advices for all other tasks. Fine. So next is ISRO, Indian Space Research Organization. We have seen 2 exams, GATE exams and Engineering Services ESC examination. Next is ISRO. ISRO, as the name implies, many people know about a very famous former president of India, Abdul Kalam, served in this particular organization. It serves for all the space research in India, and ISRO is now doing a very great job. We have done something which many other countries haven't done. They are doing some very great stuff. If you want to join ISRO, you should write an exam. One more thing I would like to remind you is that if you prepare for one exam, you could be able to write any exams. Like for example, if you are preparing for GATE exam, you could attend ESCs, you could attend ISRO, you could attend all of the examinations which you are about to see and all those stuff. ISRO is very much prestigious organization, seen all over the world, and starting salary is about 75k and somewhat tougher. For example, 10,000 write for exams and vacancies about 100. And the thing behind ISRO is that if they don't find eligible candidates during interview, they could even, out of this 10,000, they could even select 10 of 5 people, which I come across this data. Only 10 of 5 people are recruited, and they take them for jobs because they wanted some quality people. So don't think I am not worthy enough. Give a try one time, give a try the second time, give a try the third time. You will have to have cleared it. Doesn't matter at all. Okay. Next is Bhabha Atomic Research Center, BARC. Many people are not aware of this BARC actually. So BARC is famous for doing this atomic research and many kinds of researchers, and many places we have lots of nuclear power stations being established by BARC, and they conduct a separate examination. Almost the syllabus are going to be 95% same. So this salary starts about 63,000 per month, and many other government institutions are there which they recruit to GATE exam. Very few people nowadays conduct a separate exam which is like this, a BARC. For this bar, we have lost a good competition around 1.5 lakh just for gate appear, and only 200 get selected because of their starting salary. Okay. Next is starting salary and way to learn nuclear power atomic stations. You will have to learn more, and you could do this only over here. Next is the most famous SSCG Staff Selection Commission. Important thing behind this is why it is so important is that vacancy is more. Around 2 lakh people appear for the test, and you could get about 1600 jobs are available per year on average. So 1600 jobs and salary is around 40k. Doesn't matter, once you get elevation you could scale up with a huge amount. Fine. After SSC, all these are exams. So we have seen GATE exam. You could write GATE exam, ESCs, ISRO, BARC, SSC. If you prepare for one exam, you could write all those. Click one exam, you are going to get a job. Done. Next is very few people again know about this, which is Indian Army, Navy and Air Force recruit engineers. If you are be mechanical, they recruit be electronics and electrical also. Sometimes they recruit even computer science. I came to know about it, but I'm not sure how valid the information is. Fine. The Indian Army, Navy and Air Force recruit about 150, we have given a separate numbers. 200 for Indian Army per year, 50 for Indian Navy, 150 for Indian Air Force per year on an average. And the salary is obviously for engineers on Indian Army, Navy and Air Force about 55,000 per month. Okay, next is States Public Service Commission. Like for example, if you are from Maharashtra, you will have a Public Service Commission. If you are from Tamil Nadu, you will have TNPSC, Tamil Nadu Public Service Commission. If you are from Bihar, you will have Bihar's Public Service Commission. And all those stuff. Every year they recruit engineers for all those works happening over in the state. And roughly about, depending upon the state and the works going on and all the schemes available, they recruit about 100 to 200 on average. If there are lots of schemes available, they could recruit about 500 to 600 too. And average salary, obviously, depending upon the government order, GO, they start from 40k per month, and you'll sure have an appraisal. You'll sure have a promotion. Law salary is going to get increased for sure. Next is, one more important thing is CSIR, Council of Scientific and Industrial Research. They have lots of branches, CSIR, CLRI, SCRC, and all those stuff. They conduct a separate examination, they conduct a separate segregation. You could go over their website, apply in it, and jobs are less obviously, but you could get a junior research fellowship for 2 years, and average salary is about 25 Ks per month. Okay, that's a great thing. Summing up, actually, I could say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Wait, let's just, this is 3 exams. 3. Sorry. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. More than 10 government exams, most popular. We could even have more other exams too. We have tried to compile all the exams available. By preparing for one exam, you could write about 10 exams, among which you could get a vacancy of about 4,500 vacancy per year. Okay, you could prepare for one exam, so you could just get an option, one among those 4,500. You could say many people are attending, same people attend over and over again. So among those 2 lakhs, obviously, which is the maximum number I could guess, among those 2 lakh, you'll have to come about 4,500 number. Among those 2 lakh, only 90,000 to 80,000 will be very serious about the examination. Among those 80,000, we have about let's say 20%, I could guess, right? 20% is 80,000, 8,000. Sorry, 5% of the jobs are available. Okay, fine. Next is non-technical government jobs. Yeah, one thing I'd like to say is a recent article in one of the leading English magazines said that IAS civil services exams, or Union Public Service Commission examination, civil service examination for IAS, IPS, IFS are mostly cleared by engineers, it seems. That's the very important fact, because people are toiling hard in engineering examination, and these things are very easy for them, right? Practicals, observation, record, assignment, submit this, submit that, take seminars, take that, take this, record an audio, record and video, all those stuff, everything is going on under the head of the engineering mindset. And when they come out, they go through this and they just see it's easy and just qualify it actually. So any bachelor's degree is okay for UPSCs. Around 5 lakh people appear. Every year around 1000 people get selected and average salary is 56k per month. Next is like States Public Service Commission. Like I said you before, Tamil Nadu Public Service Commission, Bihar Public Service Commission, Karnataka Public Service Commission. And all those commissions recruit engineers for their engineering task, and also they make engineers eligible for administrative tasks which is non-technical. You could apply even for this, in which the questions will be totally based upon aptitude and general political affairs or general awareness. You could even write these exams after your BE. So right now we have seen technical government jobs and non-technical government jobs. Next we are going to see private jobs in technical. So private jobs, which was a huge hit before a decade. Let's say we are in 2019, 2008, 2007, 6. In all those years, private jobs were huge hit, and people who got jobs at that time are now settled at a very good scale. But now, what is the scenario? We have a huge shortage of jobs as of now. But does it stop me? No, not at all. Because some kind of campus interviews are always coming to our college, off-campus interviews are conducted somewhere around our particular city or state. You could go over there and try your best, obviously. But if not, what is the other option? What are the other options I could guess is, particularly I would like to stress upon this data analytics, right? What is this data analytics actually? For example, if you go to Google and type for example, if you want to buy a cell phone, OnePlus 6 or an iPhone, what will you do? You'll just type OnePlus 6 as OnePlus 6T, price of the OnePlus 6T. Once you see it, you will have all those advertisements following you in your Facebook, in your wherever the advertisements pops up in your Gmail, if your YouTube, if you could go through. Everywhere you go, you will see this OnePlus T, and you will get advertisements for cell phones, mobile phones. How come this is possible? Okay, this is what comes under the concept known as data science jobs. So this is the modern day jobs, and which is not going to die anywhere near. It's going to grow at a very large scale, and Times of India on 2 different occasions, I have just read it. On 2016, they just suggested it's going to have a very steep rise in demand of jobs. Okay, demand of people for jobs actually. Lots of vacancies are going to pop up. As it suggests, let's see the time, February 28, 2019. We have about 1 lakh jobs available for data science. And it is one of the most highly paid jobs in India. Like I have said, like data analytics, data scientist, which is the chief engineering level, earns about some 6 lakhs per month. If you are just going as an entry level data analyst, you could earn about 1 lakh per month, man. Any engineering disciplines or even arts degrees eligible for data analytics. You will have to go take up a course and find appropriate jobs published. Because this is in very incubation level, this field is particularly, people are there, very few people are there. Since this is an incubation level, entering into the data field is being quite difficult as of now, but it's going to be easier as the days pass. You could get a course on data, study it, and once you get good, attend the interviews. Once you start attending the interviews, you'll get some idea, get a job, and earn some big bucks. It's going to be really easy. Not only this, on many occasions it has said data science is going to be the next big thing. Just try for it. Even if you are from mechanical, even if you can be from any department, just go ahead with this data analytics and start. You could earn some big bucks. Obviously, when you could see, even in this recessional India, in this recession period, when you have very less jobs available, jobs in IT sectors are plenty, because all fields are now getting computerized, and they are outsourcing their jobs. Either it be banking or industry, everything is getting computerized, and outsourcing is the only thing which could get these works done. So IT sector always have a demand, which could be seen in all the Wednesday's Ascent, Times of India paper, and Hindu also has Wednesday jobs info paper, you could see. Fine. Yes, I want to go to any private company. I'm just planning to go into BMW. I'm just planning to go into Ford. What will I be able to do? Fine. First, getting their openings is very difficult nowadays, because jobs arising are very less. And one more important thing is, even if a job arises, they are just selecting the candidates based on the referral from their employees. Notification is very difficult, first case. So how will I be able to get a job? Fine. If you are dreaming for a job in any particular company, what you could do is just go to the website, go to the career options. They will ask you, obviously they will have a career options tab. They will ask you for resume, they will ask you to fill some details, just fill it out and wait. Do for all the companies you wish for, some or the other day a letter or email will pop up asking you to come for an interview. I have known people, I have heard people getting jobs through this way too in their dream company. Even if you want to go to any dream company, you could go to their website, go for the careers, fill up all the companies, man, doesn't matter at all. You are going to spend some precious time obviously, but it's going to yield some good value. Fine. Next is higher studies. We have seen jobs, technical and non-technical, private and government jobs. Now this is higher studies, which is MTech and MS in India. Obviously GATE exam serves a dual purpose. If you get very good marks, you could go into jobs. If you get some less marks, you could go into this MTech or MS in India with a stipend of about 12,400, which is far more important. And one more thing is qualifying GATE exam, you could even join in MS program. One important thing which I forgot to say is that you could join direct PhD. You could earn up to 28,000 per month after GATE, after BTech. Direct PhD after BTech, you could earn up to 28,000 per month. Then even if you are lesser GATE score, you could join in NITs through CCMT counseling. Okay, so one important thing is mostly all the state educational body conducts examinations. Like we have listed out a few for you: TANS, LPG, CET, PGE, CET, BITS, HD, VAT, SRM, MOU, Manipal, and CUCET, Amrit, and all those stuff. You could even type like alternatives to get exam for MTech. You will get lots of examinations. Any affiliated college will take into MTech. And one more thing, in this recessional period, we have lots of opening for professors. You could go into teaching field, which is stress-free and enjoying field, I could guess. Next is MTech MS abroad. To do an MS abroad and MTech abroad, you will have to write a graduate record exam, which is GRE, which tests you only on aptitude. And you could gain, after getting some good marks, you could gain into some very finest university in the world. And along with that, they will have to write TOEFL and IELTS, language testing, test of English as a foreign language, and all those exams. They just test you on the English language. And one important thing I would like to say to you guys is that Germany offers this master's program with a free of cost. They give you with zero tuition fee, and some universities wants you to get knowledge on their language, which is just a 3 months course. Man, just think, free tuition fee in the abroad. German gives you a good study. And if you want to get more details, just log into the link which I have given over here, dat.de. And one more important thing is non-technical higher studies is MBA in India. Many people might have heard about this CAT exam. CAT exam is mostly by engineers. Like I've said it before, engineers get taught for 4 years. When they come out, when they see the other exams, they see them as very easy thing. CAT, ZAT, MAT, IBCAT, the SNAP is there, answer is there. So CAT is for getting into IIMs, world's prestigious management institution, obviously. And we have ZAT for Xavier Institute, Xavier Management Institute, and we have thousands of management institutions. If you want to go for this MBA abroad, you'll have to study GMAT, Graduate Management Admission Test, along with the language test. I heard that duration is very less abroad. We have 2 years MBA in India. We have a lesser time period in abroad. Fine. These are the normal things which we have seen, like higher studies with the technical and non-technical stuff. What are the extra courses we could do? Many people while studying college might have come to your college for having a seminar. They will ask you to go for AutoCAD, ProE, SolidWorks, study this, you will have a good job. Getting a job is difficult nowadays, you should study this, you will get decent jobs obviously. Obviously you are going to get, you will get a job, but starting point is very difficult as we have seen. Many people are struggling, even if they are not getting jobs, even if they are getting jobs, they are paid a very meager amount, up to 8,000, 9,000 per month. But after some time, after 2 to 3 years, people are getting a good wages. If you can just go through all this stuff, you can obviously go for this AutoCAD, SolidWorks, Creo, CATIA, Unigraphics and all those stuff. You could obviously go into it. Now one more important thing is analysis courses like MATLAB answers always have a cutting edge. All these have a starting problem. Going inside is very difficult, but scaling up is really easy. And if you are from a computer science background, you could try programming courses like Python, because data sciences now uses Python and R language. So Python is on the steep rise. Many, for example, Google automatic driving cars, so uses Python language as the code. So Python language is going on a very steep rise. Like for triple people, EC people, you could go for IoT, RPA, robotics, process automation, blockchain management. If you go for any course, just look for the job options available in the particular institution which you study. If you get that, it's going to be a really good scenario. And once you get that, this is RPA and this blockchain. Blockchain is said to be the next big thing, and it's not way into India, but it's going to get places for sure. So once you see a course like this with a job opportunity, close your eyes, get inside it. Just guarantee they are genuine one. Okay, fine. Like after that, designing has various subdivisions like piping, civil structure, mechanical structure, electrical circuit design, all those stuff. Designing always have an edge, but starting point is difficult. If you could manage through the starting point, you're going to have a good thing. And obviously, after BE, many people are opting for entrepreneurship. Entrepreneurship, this is going to be a very huge topic, I could say. But think for you to focus on three important objectives for you to take care of your business. Important things to consider before you start a business. Does the people need my product? Does the people are in need of my product? Okay, that's the main thing. Do they get it easily or not? Okay, for example, if they are, many people eat actually, many people look out for biscuits. For example, if you are doing the same taste of biscuits already in the market for 5 rupees, you should not sell it for 6 rupees or 7 rupees. Making a biscuit for 5 rupees will be a tougher task for you, because there are gigantic industrialists working on it to make it at a lower cost. So all this need to be in consideration. Obviously, you could go into any technical jobs, because website building, it's going to be a next big thing, because getting space in the web is going to be a really big thing, and designing the web is a very great growing industry nowadays, and we have lots of website developers coming up, and lots of competition is also popping up. You could start in website building industry, and you could even after computer science engineering, you could even opt for website building process. Fine. So these are the things we have summed up, and if you have missed out anything, you could let us know. We could add it up, and we could release it to all the engineering aspirants. Fine. If you take up a goal, from my side, I could say take up a goal, keep working on it. You could even have a shorter break, but keep working on it. Just have the thought in your heart, okay, the dream in your heart. Just daily do bath it, put oil and keep it fresh, keep it alive. Don't let the thoughts, don't let the dream die down in your heart. Keep it alive, it will come true for sure. Okay, and this is on behalf of Turbulent Academy. Okay, why are we doing this on behalf of Turbulent Academy, which gives GATE exam coaching, as we have seen about 10 particular exams, government exams. If you prepare for this GATE exam, obviously you are going to get a cutting edge, obviously. And once you have done, you could clear any with 4,500 vacancy. Obviously, you could get into one of those places. Fine. And GATE 2020 classroom batch is in progress. If you want to join, you could really join at any point of time before more classes get carried away. And one important thing is Turbulent Academy always offers 60% of refund amount if you don't score 45 marks in GATE exam. 45 marks in GATE exam means that you could hardly get an admission in IIT, but you could get admission in NITs or any ACT colleges with the stipend. That's what because scoring in GATE exam requires many things, like for example your basics, your +1 +2 basics, maths, physics and all those stuff. Even if you are from any condition, we'll guarantee you that you will score 45 marks. If not, we'll refund 60% of the fee amount, and the fee details and all those are given, and we have attached the PDF in the description. Please do download, pass it on, and if you like this video, I want you to share. I don't expect like or comment, it's up to you if you do that, but do share, pass it on to all engineering aspirants. This might be useful for them.